Do you want lush green and live foliage like this for your Christmas cribs? Good news, you can do this and it is super cheap. First off, this is not a gardening tutorial. The goal here is to keep the plants alive and green for about 20 days, just enough time to cover the Christmas season. Why not plant it in the soil around the crib directly, you may ask? Well, wet soil attracts a lot of insects and it also affects the nativity figurines, especially the ones that are made with unbaked clay. And even if they are made with epoxy resin, it affects the colors in a longer run. So here is the trick. The first thing that we are going to need are some growing containers, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to use some of these discarded plastic containers before sending them away to the recycling bin. Ideally, when we are planting in a container, we will make holes in the bottom of the container so that it can drain out the excess water and the plant root does not rot. But in this particular scenario, we will need water in the container because we are making a self-watering container, which means we'll have to make the hole somewhere in the body so that water can accumulate beneath that hole. Also, when the water reaches the threshold, we don't want the water to spill out of the hole and make the entire place wet. We want the entire place to be dry. So we'll attach a small little tube here so that we can collect the excess water and keep the surroundings dry. You can see here that I'm making holes on all of these containers to a certain height, and then I'm inserting a tube and sealing the tube properly so that water can only spill through the tube. We've got the tubes inserted into the containers and I'm going to use hot glue and seal these joints. Use clay balls as a growing medium if you have them. But the frugal version? Crushed brick. It's just baked clay and it absorbs excess water perfectly. First, we can line up the bottom layer with pieces of broken bricks in the prepared container. Then we create another separation layer with a blanket of coconut fibers. Then we can top it with a layer of regular garden soil. We can sprinkle seeds, and I've chosen millets used for feeding birds and rice. Both of these varieties can handle excess water like champions. Top it all with a thin layer of cocopeat, another great water absorber. Sprinkle water and keep the container in partial sunlight and protect it from insects and birds. After 3 days, you can see the shoots. And here is how they look after a week. When you take apart your crib, feed them to chicken and they will say thank you in their own language.